Meditation is perhaps one of the oldest and one of the deepest elements of the common human heritage. We find meditation as part of the wisdom tradition of all the great religious traditions in the human family. Meditation is a way of prayer. This is how we understand it in the Christian tradition. It takes us from the mind to the heart. It opens us to the mystery of Christ praying in us. So, Christian meditation is a way of prayer. It's contemplative prayer, it's the prayer of the heart. There are many forms of prayer, of course, and meditation doesn't replace or substitute for the other forms of prayer. But we find that it enriches and opens up the depth dimension and the integration of all the other forms of prayer. The sacraments, the scriptures, and devotions, and all the different schools of spirituality which enrich the Christian tradition. In meditation, though, we practice a very particular form of prayer that the early Christian monks, from whom we teach this tradition, called pure prayer, or the laying aside of thoughts. In mental prayer, we are thinking about God, we are speaking to God, we're using the images and ideas of scripture and petition and intercession and so on. But in the prayer of the heart, we let go of the words, the thoughts and the images, and we move from the mind to the heart. And we do this in a very simple way. The essence of meditation is simple. This is appropriate because God is simple. Thomas Aquinas says, God is infinitely simple. And Aquinas also said that contemplation is the simple enjoyment of the truth. And this element of simplicity is really important, I think, to understand what Christian meditation means and how it fits in to the other forms of prayer of the Christian life. In this tradition, we take a single word or a short phrase, a prayer word, a mantra, a sacred word, and we stay with the same word, same phrase, repeating it gently, faithfully during the time of the meditation, giving our attention to it, listening to the word as we say it, and letting go of thoughts, even good thoughts. Meditation is not a time for cultivating good thoughts. Obviously, it's better to have good thoughts than bad thoughts, but we let go of all thoughts because we are experiencing the full wonder of our potential in Christian faith, which is to enter into the prayer of Jesus, to be with God in the human consciousness of Jesus. So we take a word. This word is not just a technique, but it's a discipline. It's a way of faith. Meditation is a way of faith. It strengthens our faith. It makes us aware of what faith really means. And we repeat the word faithfully during the time of the meditation. The word we choose, we should stay with the same word all the way through, because then it takes root in our heart over time. If we meditate regularly, morning and evening, as we suggest, you'll find that this enriches our whole life with an experience of the continuous prayer of the Spirit flowing in our hearts at all times. You could take the name Jesus, a very ancient Christian mantra, or you could take the word Abba, the word that Jesus made sacred. The word that we recommend is the word Maranatha. Maranatha is the oldest Christian prayer. It's in Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke. It means, "Come, Lord." St. Paul ends the first letter to the Corinthians with it. And if you choose that word, I would suggest you say it as 4 syllables, Ma-ra-na-tha. Listen to the word as you say it. We let go of the meaning, conceptually, "Come, Lord," but we're not thinking of the meaning of it. But we're listening to the word and allowing it to lead us from thought to silence. Meditation, we could say, is the work of silence. And there is nothing so much like God as silence, according to Meister Eckhart. Now, this might sound rather abstract, but in fact it's a very incarnational way of prayer. The heart is a symbol of the whole person, body, mind and spirit. So your posture is important at the time of meditation. We recommend people to sit with the back straight, but comfortably, on a chair or on a cushion, doesn't matter, as long as you sit in a way that enables you to stay alert and relaxed. Close your eyes lightly, and then silently, in your heart, in your mind, begin to say your word. When the mind wanders, which of course it will do within microseconds of beginning, just humbly, like a child in fact, return to the word. I often realize that teaching meditation to children is very easy. It's also quite easy to introduce meditation to people in recovery in the 12-step program, or sometimes people in serious illness. There are certain stages of life perhaps where we are most open to the radical simplicity of meditation. But I think there is a great hunger and thirst in our time for this depth of prayer, and we only have to remember the simplicity of it. We're not evaluating our performance, we're not watching ourselves meditate, but we are entering into the prayer of Jesus. This is the essence of Christian meditation.